Ukraine continues to tighten the battlefield for Russian forces through sudden drone ambushes, relentless infantry maneuvers, and carefully placed mines. By combining modern technology with disciplined tactics, the Ukrainian army has built a layered defense that limits Russian troop movement and disrupts their supply lines. Drones, in particular, have become both the eyes and the strike force of the battlefield, reshaping how each clash unfolds. The war's momentum is shifting. Each day, Ukraine achieves new successes across multiple fronts, proving that persistence, adaptation, and ingenuity can overcome even overwhelming firepower. In today's footage, Ukrainian soldiers attempt to recover the body of a fallen comrade near the village of Chomo in Donetsk, just 50 meters from Russian positions. During this risky operation, a 5-man Wagner unit advances. One of them spots the Ukrainians and signals his group, splitting them into two to launch an attack. Despite being caught off guard, the Ukrainian troops react quickly. A short but fierce firefight leaves 3 Wagner fighters dead, though the Ukrainians are forced to withdraw. Moments like these remind us how fragile the line between life and death is on the battlefield, where even a moment's distraction can prove fatal. In another clip, the war takes a darker turn. A Russian soldier hides inside a toilet cabin, perhaps to rest, perhaps to conceal himself, but he could not know Ukrainian drone was already tracking him. The cabin is struck, leaving him dazed and staggering outside. Before he can recover, a second strike follows. It's a haunting reminder of how drones dominate even the smallest corners of the battlefield. Terrain adds to the brutality. Open fields, thick mud, and freezing weather make movement slow and dangerous. Soldiers caught in the open are hunted down one by Ukrainian drones, their fates sealed once spotted from the sky. In such conditions, finding cover is the only chance of survival, yet many fail to do so in time. Further east, the 66th Mechanized Brigade targets a Russian shelter near Neki in Luhansk. Russian troops trapped inside refuse to surrender. The Ukrainians launch wave after wave of strikes, finally setting the shelter ablaze. With no escape, the Russians are eliminated. It's a grim truth of war. Mercy is rare, and hesitation is fatal. The footage continues with armored losses. In Rozivka, Donetsk, two Russian assault vehicles move in convoy. At a road junction, the first hits a TM-62 anti-tank mine and explodes. Shockingly, the second continues forward, only to meet the same fate. Such mistakes born of panic, carelessness, or poor command cost Russia dearly. Individual soldiers fare no better. One infantryman survives an initial blast and checks himself instead of fleeing. Seconds later, he is struck directly by a 40mm grenade, proving again that hesitation is death on the battlefield. Not even Russia's heavy firepower is safe. A BM-21 Gradam LRS towing a tank resists multiple drone attacks before finally being immobilized and destroyed by Ukraine's 109th Mountain Assault Battalion. Known for its rugged reliability, the BM-21 is reduced to a wreck by repeated strikes, a symbolic victory over one of Russia's trusted weapons. Other units, such as Ukraine's Phoenix Rapid Response and the Steel Border Guards, continue to dismantle Russian tanks, artillery, and armored vehicles through a mix of drone precision and pinpoint artillery fire. Even Russia's newest vehicles, mockingly nicknamed Blyad Barns for their clumsy appearance, are not spared from destruction. Meanwhile, in Sumy, Russian troops attempting to cross the border are picked off one by FPV drones from Ukraine's 67th Motorized Rifle Brigade. Vehicles burn, convoys scatter, and once again Russia fails to gain ground. Winter intensifies the suffering. Snow blankets the fields, mud traps vehicles, and freezing winds test every soldier's endurance. Yet Ukraine adapts, using drones to strike hidden positions, planting explosives in enemy shelters, and forcing Russian soldiers to cower indoors, only to be eliminated when they emerge. In one grim scene, a Russian soldier throws his helmet at an approaching FPV drone in desperation. The drone simply maneuvers around it and finishes its mission. In another, two soldiers walk calmly until one is killed instantly and the other, showing no concern, simply carries on. Seconds later, he too is struck down. Such indifference to comrades' lives has become a hallmark of Russian command, where soldiers are treated as expendable. From artillery barrages to kamikaze drones, from infantry ambushes to armored ambushes, each battle reflects the evolving nature of modern war. But behind every strike, every burned-out vehicle, and every lifeless soldier lies the deeper tragedy, the human cost. The Ukraine-Russia war has become not only a contest of weapons and tactics, but a relentless test of human endurance, morality, and survival instinct. Soldiers fight between duty and the primal urge to live. Technology and weather reshape the battlefield, but the true price is carried by humanity itself. This footage is more than military analysis. It is a record of courage, mistakes, sacrifice, and the unforgiving nature of war.